Good evening, everyone. Could I ask you all please stand for the pledge?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's town board meeting. It is February 25th, 2025. We're going to jump around on the agenda a little bit. We have a special appointment to make this evening, so I want to ask Councilwoman Lori Smalley to read the resolution.
This comes to the Honorable Town Board from Paul Oliva, Police Chief, and the Police Department. Authorization to extend an offer of employment to police officer candidate effective February 26, 2025. Salary per collective bargaining agreement with the PBA. In an effort to fill a recent vacancy in the police department interviewed a police candidate with experience that has ties to the community. Mr. Michael J. Sabatino was interviewed by the command staff. He has passed the necessary background investigation, passed the screening examination, and meets qualifications set forth by Westchester County Department of Human Resources. Chief Paul Oliva would respectfully request that Mr. Michael J. Sabatino be hired as a full-time probationary police officer effective February 26, 2025 at the starting salary of $64,517 as specified by the collective bargaining agreement. Thank you all for your consideration. From Chief Paul Oliva.
Motion.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori.
Second.
Second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Chief?
All right, honorable town board members, thank you very much for your consideration. Michael graduated from Westlake High School, so he's a local boy. He continued his education at Johnson & Wales University, where he was able to obtain a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. He's got some previous police experience with the city of Mount Vernon, which he's going to take along with him, and we're happy to have him on board. So, Mike, congratulations. Now we're going to make it official. Yeah, I'll hold it.
You gotta put your left hand on there. Raise your right hand.
So then I'm going to switch with you. So raise your right hand, please.
There you go.
Repeat after me. I,
I,
Michael
Michael
Sabatino,
Sabatino,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
to uphold the Constitution of the United
the
States,
Constitution of the State of New York.
the Constitution of the State of New York.
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties incumbent upon me, discharge
discharge
the duties incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as a police officer
as a police officer
for the town of Mount Pleasant
for the town of Mount Pleasant
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, please. Congratulations.
Thank you. Welcome.
Sorry.
Good luck. Be safe.
Congratulations. Go.
Congratulations. Be safe.
Okay, congratulations, do well. Okay. Photo.
Family.
Photo ops.
We got to do one more thing. We got to sign the book.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then is this family here?
So you can take pictures.
Yeah.
We'll get out of the way.
Yeah.
Mrs. Sabatino the honor of pinning him on with his new shield. One on up. Perfect. Yeah, stand in the middle here, Mike. Don't quit. All right, if I can find where did he go? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's working his way around? All right. He's coming. There you go. Everyone, Mikey. There you go, Mike. Perfect.
His family should
You don't want them in here, or I can do them outside? I don't want them,
He needs to have that.
all right. All right, want to let the family come on up here, we'll take it a little bit. That's just. Yeah, come on up.
Yeah, your family.
Need one more on that side.
They come behind me. Oh, there you go.
Looks like a baby doll. Yeah.
Pass this bit. Yeah.
Hey, hey, look, ready? Fly up. Okay.
Congratulations again.
Congratulations.
Welcome to Mount Pleasant.
Again.
Can we have that baby?
Oh my God.
I want to go pick her up.
Man. So cute. Can't wait for ours.
Were you having one?
No. No.
pregnant yet?
Well, see what I said at the engagement party. Forget about the wedding, the engagement party.
My little
That's like get started.
my little grandson just started to crawl. He's a crawler.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good evening. Thank you.
Doesn't want to open now. Okay. Alrighty, moving on to bids and awards. First item on our agenda, authorization to obtain bids for maintenance of the HVAC system in Town Hall. The request is to authorization to obtain bids for a 2-year contract for HVAC at Town Hall. Bids will be available at the Town Clerk's office on February 26th. And bids must be received by the Town Clerk's office by March 14th, 2025.
Make a motion for approval?
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization to award maintenance of floral and shrub area and mowing of grass in the town of Mount Pleasant, parks, the bid to Mount Mid-Westchester Lawn Service for the 25 season. Purchase order is $70,2529. Total cost for the year is $60,000.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to public hearings. A little slow, this computer tonight. Not that I'm real quick, but first public hearing is to annex 897 Sleepy Hollow Road, Briarcliff Manor, New York, into the town of Mount Pleasant Archville Sewer District. Do we have a date that would work?
This is the public hearing,
This is the public hearing.
so I'll read the notice. So today. Notice of public hearing by the Town Board of the Town of Mount Pleasant to extend the Mount Pleasant Consolidated Sewer District Number 1 to include 897 Sleepy Hollow Road. Please take notice that a public hearing will be held before the Town Board of the Town of Mount Pleasant, Town Hall, 1 Town Hall Plaza, Valhalla, New York, on the 25th day of February 2025 at 7:00 p.m. for the purpose of considering the extension of the Mount Pleasant Consolidated Sewer District Number 1 to include 897 Sleepy Hollow Road, Mount Pleasant, New York, which is identified on the Town of Mount Pleasant tax map as Section 104.15, Block 1 and Lot 38. Please take further notice on January 11th, 2025. The property owner filed a petition with the Town of Mount Pleasant Town Board proposing that the property be included and connected to the sewer district. Please take further notice that the cost to connect the property to the existing sewer district has been wholly financed by the petitioners with no cost to the current members of the sewer district. Please take further notice a copy of the petition map and plan describing the above, along with the maximum amount proposed to be extended for the improvement and the cost to the typical property owner in the sewer district, which is $0, are all available for review in the town clerk's office. Please take further notice that at the public hearing upon said proposed petition, an opportunity to be heard in regards thereto will then and there be given to those favoring passage of such petition and also those opposed thereto.
Anyone else would like to speak on this topic is welcome to do so. Be there no speakers, I will entertain a motion to close this public hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Mark, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, the first resolution on the supervisory report is authorization to annex 897 Sleepy Hollow Road, the public hearing we just had, into the New York, Briarcliff Manor, New York, into the town of Mount Pleasant Archville Sewer District.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is call for a public hearing to consider a local law to extend the moratorium for 6 months for battery energy storage system installations. The town board at this time is not comfortable yet to consider the local law, which we eventually will be creating a local law. I am concerned that if we don't create a local law at one point or another, I do not want a New York State Governor's Office to mandate anything that we don't already have control over. So this public hearing will be for
March 11th. March 11th.
March 11th. Okay, Resolution 9825 will consider a local law on March 11th for the moratorium on battery energy storage systems.
You want to take a motion?
Yeah, I'm waiting for
Oh, okay.
Move for approval.
motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is call for a public hearing to consider a special permit for the New York State DEP Eastview Connection, Contract 2 Tunnel, Shafts and Excavation, East 1 and KEC Building East 3, all at the KEC Eastview site. This is all in relation to the New York City water supply tunnel that's being built.
So we're calling for a public hearing.
Yep. Is that
For
March
special
11th
permit.
okay for that?
This is an additional special
So do we need to move for approval on this?
Yes.
Well, I'll make the motion to move for approval on this, please.
For
Motion-
March 11th? again?
Motion by
March
Lori,
11th.
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is call for a public hearing to consider a local law amending the sign posting requirements for planning applications under the Town Code 218-10.1C. Signage is, we're trying to make it clear for people that, so they know when a piece of property is going before a town board, a zoning board, or planning board, and it'll have the date of the upcoming public hearing, so that people have a better idea what's going on with any kind of development that's going on in town. So that will be, we do March 11th also, a busy night. So March 11th will be for a public hearing to consider the local law.
I'll move to approve March 11th for the public hearing.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Purchase order 830-2501, radio detection utility locator and transducer to identify water and sewer utilities. See if I can find this one.
I have it.
I think I got it now.
Have it up.
This is from Eastcom Associates Incorporated. The total cost is $9,339. This is from David Smith, our town engineer and superintendent of water. Purchase will be funded by both the joint water and sewer districts, which have funding to support this purchase.
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is purchase order 162-2501, Open Gov annual service fee for building department and town clerk's office. Total cost of the system is $63,884.87.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, I will recuse myself. Danielle, you want to handle that?
Sure. This is Resolution 103-25 from David Smith, Town Engineer. Homeowners located at 77 Larry's Lane, Pleasantville, New York, 10570, request to be removed from the county sawmill sewer district. This office is in receipt of Mr. Carl Fulgenzi's letter requesting removal from the Westchester County Sanitary Sewer District. Westchester County Department of Environmental Facilities has provided towns with the following criteria. These must be satisfied for removal from their tax base. 1, property must be 40,000 square feet or greater. This property is listed as .60 acres and .88 acres combined, 1.4 acres. Therefore, the property meets this criteria. Number 2, the nearest public sanitary sewer main must be greater than 100 feet from any point of the property line. There are no sanitary sewers in this immediate area, therefore this property meets the criteria. Number 3, the property cannot have been subject to action by the Westchester County Department of Health in the past 5 years. The town is unaware of any Westchester County Department of Health actions against this property. Again, this property meets this criteria. Subject to confirmation of criteria number 3 with Westchester County, the town recommends removal of this parcel from the county sewer district. Can I move for approval on this? I'll move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item is authorization to consider a subdivision bond for the amount of $7,775,116 for the Kensico Ridge subdivision.
I will abstain from this vote.
I will move for approval for this vote, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom, and Mark will abstain. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization to retain Blakely Platt as special counsel in a moratorium litigation.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Authorization to lift local code section 52-4, consumption in public places, possession of open containers, presumption for the Mount Pleasant Day and Hamlet of Hawthorne on September 14th, 2025 from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Authorization to close Columbia Avenue from Sherman Avenue to Commerce Street on March 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th, 2025, from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Let's see if there's details on that.
Fish fry.
Do you want me to read them?
It's every Friday
Yeah.
in March, right?
This is a request by Christina Dorr of the Thornwood Fire Department. Authorization is being requested to close Columbia Avenue from Sherman Avenue to Commerce Street on the dates that we spoke of, March 7, 14, 21, and 28, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. for a fish fry fundraiser. No rain dates are being requested.
I'll move for approval.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next one is authorization to change the status of Gianfranco Affronti from provisional to permanent under his current civil service title of Junior Civil Engineer, effective February 26, 2025. This is strictly a status change, no change in salary.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization for spring high school internships in the engineering department. Emily Macris and Sienna Reddy. I think we had a new release, Jarius, that we made up for that.
Yes, there is one.
This internship typically commences in the first week of May with the requirements of completing up to 30 hours of experience per week. It is our recommendation that the town board to approve the permission of Sienna Reddy and Emily Makaris to complete an internship at the town's engineering department.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second. Sorry.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Receiver of taxes report. Nothing new on there. Just a note, some residents have received a letter from New York State Department of Taxation and Finance regarding the STAR program. For questions, you must call. They do not allow us to do anything with it. You must call the number that's on that form if you received it. Moving on to business from the floor. Anyone wish to address the board at this time is welcome to do so.
Good evening, everybody. Carlo Valente, Hawthorne, New York. Just some comments regarding the moratorium. I know you guys are going to vote on it next month. Did some more digging and some more research. More towns, more and more in New York, for example, Yonkers extended their moratorium. But I think what we need to do is, I think we need to go a little bit further. If you look up the New York State Climate Action, NYSERDA's Climate Act that the state passed a couple of years ago, the reason behind what they're doing is all laid out in here, but basically it comes down to money and unrealistic goals. They're looking for 70% renewable energies by 2030. That's been extended. That's another, dream shot that's going to happen that they're looking for. Part of this also includes battery-powered vehicles. Originally it was a 2030 date, extended to 25. Now it's a 2040 date. But we also have to remember that gasoline tax pays for roads. So if we don't have gasoline powering vehicles, we're not going to have any money paying for roads. There's also incentives to build these battery energy storage systems. This comes out of our tax base. So the state is paying people to band-aid the system that they failed to upkeep. I think as the state and this country realizes more and more that what is an impossible dream, I think we need to, along with the other towns, Somers, Mayapack, an all-out ban. I have several members here from the Hawthorne Fire Department, and it's something that it's not even written in our building code yet. And our building code, an updated code, is coming out, or it's scheduled to come out later this year, in December of 2025. So right now there's no regulations about anything for it, protection-wise, any kind of safeguards, locations where it can be built. Right, we have building codes for, where you could put an outlet, and regulations to a sink, but we don't have these, these dangerous, potential hazards that could be pretty much placed anywhere. I think the industry knows that if you put dangle money in front of the public, on a short-term basis, they'll probably scoop it up. Thinking long-term, there's no recycling for it. We've had a recycling plant for these spent batteries that caught flames in Atlanta. We had a situation just recently in California, in Moss Landing, which is out in the middle of nowhere. They evacuated 1,500 residents. That was in January. That reignited earlier this month. So from my standpoint, from the townspeople's standpoint, from a safety standpoint, from a fire department standpoint, I think that the rest of the state, especially Westchester County, is going to come to a realization that the state has to make some corrections and their goals. I don't think that we're going to be the only ones that are going to stand up to the state saying that that we're going to be, you know, our backs are going to be up against the wall, and they're going to say, you guys have to do this, especially when they're paying people with our money to do these things. I think they're going to have to realize that this is not a solution, this is just a Band-Aid. That's all I got to say. I'll leave you guys with the information that I have, like I always do. If you need anything else, I'll be happy to pass it along. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's good.
Fran Carlucci, I signed in. So I'm glad to hear you've already stated your intention at this point is to extend. As Carlos said, the codes aren't even coming out to December, so even this extension won't go to the point where there's more understanding and guidance on fire codes. So I don't want to be flippant about it, but it's kind of kicking the can down the road. And what I agree with what Carlos said, and you guys got an email from me earlier today, is I think we have to start focusing on the zoning, the ban, the laws similar to what Carmel did. I sent you that article. I'm sure you're already all aware of that. I know there was a big effort. It took them a couple of years to keep pushing and making the noise. I'm a good noise maker. You know, Lori, when I was here on the other topic, you said get the word out. I think I've gotten out to at least 70, 80 people who are now passing that along. And, you know, if we have to, you know, get that whole force of people to you know, come out and say stop, unless there's a good place, unless there's a good location, a reasonable location. You know, for people who are here, a lot of people who are here from my neighborhood got my emails and texts the same as you did. But for anyone else who might not have seen it, right, that fire in California, you know, it burned in January, it flared up again this past week. They had evacuation. At the surface, evacuation is terrible. 1,200 people is terrible. It doesn't sound overwhelming, but it's because that facility is built in the middle of nowhere. It's on a harbor and not near any homes, businesses. They evacuated an 8-mile radius, and it only caught 1,200 people. As my email said to you today, if you hadn't had a chance to read it, if you cut that in half, you go 4 miles. So what was proposed, and the builder that met with you guys in October, pitching the Rosedale site, if you just took 4 miles from Rosedale, you are evacuating, or the potential risk to evacuate, Medical Center, Blythedale, Maria Ferrari, nursing homes, children's, daycares, the entire hamlet of Hawthorne. The entire hamlet of Hawthorne is in that radius. Okay, I live up the street. There's a lot of people sitting here from that neighborhood. We live up the street from us. You know from the 9A conversations where we live. You know, that first evacuation in January at California was a full evacuation, the flare-up. Those people in that 8-mile radius should shut your doors, shelter in place. How do you live like that? How could we possibly live like that? I really love living here. I don't want to leave. But some of the things going on, I'm getting emotional, sorry, make me want to think I don't want to be here anymore. And that's just not acceptable. So you guys really, really have to consider putting laws in to limit where these can be. I don't think there's enough space anywhere in this town for any more of these, right? It's already frightening for the smaller unit in Hawthorne Reformed Church, behind there, over by the town pool. There's already risk. If you can't retro it, it's there. We're going to have to live with it. Please don't put anything more here. Please. It's got to stop. It's not safe. I don't want to feel, you know, it's tough enough to live here with what we have to pay and people struggling to want to stay here, right? It's a great town. It's got great schools. It's a great neighborhood. So many people grew up here, live here. Some of the people on this board grew up here, came back, raising their family here. Got a lot of people on our street who did the same thing, right? That is great. I would love the concept if my kids, you know, my son's here from the fire department, if at some point they stay, right? But if this starts happening, I don't know if I would even stay. So it's a really serious topic. I know you know it's serious. And we'll do what we have to do to keep making the voice to push you guys to try and just ban it. And I mean, that's what it sounds like you know, maybe not ban it, but make it harder. So next month, hopefully there'll be a lot more people in the space for the public hearing next March on the 11th. And just wanted to say, you know, I hope you really read through everything I've been sending you, and I know you get bombarded by a bunch of people today and yesterday on the topic, so we're going to continue to bombard you.
It's fine.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Did you sign in? Thank you.
I did. Rebecca Bello, Hawthorne, same neighborhood. So my question, I'm in support of everything that Fran said. But what my concern is, some of the concern now is that we already have a facility, a lithium battery storage facility behind Hawthorne Reformed Church. So what training or what budgeting has been put in place to train the firefighters or to train residents, or, you know, if something happens, what is in place right now? Have you budgeted for issues with that facility? If it, and what happens in 20 years when it's you know, it's extended its life and it's done? Where is it just going to sit there and leach into the groundwater? What I mean, and how did that get put in there? We didn't even know. It just kind of showed up. I'd like to see a little bit more transparency in these things that are happening in the town, especially these facilities that are coming in. All of a sudden that popped up, and there's one up at the town in the water district there. But I mean, what plans does the town have? Do they have any issue, you know, plans on how to mitigate some troubles with if something happens, and what happens when they've you know, their life is done? So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else wish to address the board?
Good evening, folks. My name is Roberto. I'm one of the members of the Hawthorne Fire Department. A few months ago, when you guys discussed the extension, I added to some of my colleagues some of the environmental or the unforeseen catastrophic failures of these devices. Just want to reiterate again that in the last few months, I got a chance to see, and the department got a chance to see some of the plans, safety data material sheets from some of the existing sites already. And it just reaffirms that we, as a town, and we as a fire department, we're not confident about what the plans, those materials tells us, or what the plan for the actual scenario. And we discuss what happens when something goes wrong. That's our, you know, that's the role of our fire department, to protect the community, to plan for these situations, because yes, maybe 80% of the time is going to run as intended. Our job is to ensure that when something catastrophic happens, that's not, that we can do our best. And everything that they tell us states that there's very little we can proactively do, because it's just not enough scholarship. There's not enough test. It's not technology that's been tested. You know, the population here is vastly different than the population of other existing sites where this is happening. The ability to evacuate individuals, that's going to become a logistics issue. The ability to predict where byproducts of potential burns may go, that's gonna be something that will be determined the day of something happens. You know, folks will tell you that, you know, these materials are safe, these materials are confined, these materials are controlled. that is a guarantee that's false, and because things fail. And our job is to ensure that we can do something about it when those things fail. The problem is that these materials are volatile. The materials will spread just like any other products of combustion, products of fire, and we're going to have to create hot zones. We're going to have to create evacuation sites. And these things are, as a lot of folks already testified and spoke about, they're close to homes, recreation facilities, schools, churches. This poor decision, honestly, was made to consider these facilities in such a small town. And there's some other things we should be reviewing. I'm more than happy to answer questions. You can field them to the fire department. But just as our level of confidence is very low about what materials people present to us when they say they want to promote, they want to establish a battery storage facility here in town.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to address the board?
Any other topics?
On any other topic, yeah. Nothing else is that interesting. Then I will, I'll move on to our town clerk's report. Emily?
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Town Clerk's Report, Town Board Meeting, February 25th, 2025. Public hearing to annex 897 Sleepy Hollow Road, Briarcliff Manor into the Town of Mount Pleasant, Archville Sewer District. Received and filed the Library Board of Trustees minutes for January 2025 meeting. Received and filed the revised 2022 to 2025 hydrant rental agreement with the Thornwood Fire District. Received and filed the oath of office for the Thornwood Fire District for Holly Frangs, Secretary Treasurer. And received and filed 2 planning board resolutions for the NYC DEP Kensico Eastview Connection Contract Number 2 for Eastview and also for Kensico, both site plan approvals. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Council reports. Councilman Celiano?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My report's the Controller's memo. The following claims are submitted for town board approval. From the receiver of taxes, $1,801.78. From the category of town clerk, $1,062.48. From building town hall, $15,091.68. Public safety, $1,210. Adult programs, $2,411.32. From youth programs, $11,339.80. From youth day camps, $2,423.16. From capital building improvement, $652.88. From the category of highway general capital improvement, $118.34. From communications, this is Hexon, it's a mobile unit configuration, consulting session, task completion meeting, on-call dispatch configuration, $373,548.51. From Kensico Capital Projects, $2,937.79. From the Joint Water District Fund, $4,398.58. From the Mechanical Water District Number 1, $986.20. From Kensico Water, $3,945.57. From the category of trust and agency escrow, this is for Cleary Consulting, $750. The grand total is $424,678.09. I move for approval, and all documentation is in the Controller's office. I move for approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. We got a purchase order number 13125-05. The vendors, Alara Group Incorporated. This is the 2025 contractual agreement with Alara Group Incorporated for ACA reporting assistance. It's $2,500 quarterly with additional $1,000 for printing and mailing of forms. The total cost of the town is $11,000. I respectfully ask the board for a motion of approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The third item is a purchase order 131/25/04. The vendors CRP Sanitation Incorporated. This is a renewal. The total price is $2,451,575. They got a slight increase. It was 4.2%. That's the Consumer Price Index. They've done a very, very good job. We're pleased with their work. I move for approval for CPR sanitation renewal, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is from Noreen McGinty. She's our controller from the controller's office. This is just a transfer of funds from the town of Mount Pleasant to Baker Hostetler for legal services. The total amount was $124,401.16. I respectfully ask the board for a motion of approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And then we had a retirement. Mike Reck retired out of the Highway Department. He's an outstanding employee. We appreciate his service. And he's got a final lump payout for a Highway Department employee, which is pretty much standard if someone retires. And we're asking for authorization to provide a final lump sum payout for the Highway Department employee, Mr. Mike Reck. So I move for approval for that final lump sum payout, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I thank you and have a good evening, and thank you for coming out tonight. We appreciate it.
Councilwoman Zano.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, fellow board members, residents of Mount Pleasant. My items come from our Park and Rec Department. First item is purchase order 70-25-08. This is an update to the previously approved purchase order 70-25-08. We are adding Dave & Buster's to Action Squad. It's an additional $1,255.87. Total new PO is $4,831.72. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. My next item is purchase order 70-25-28. The vendor is Professional Consulting Incorporated. PCI will perform a certified 5-year inspection, review, and update the spill prevention report for the chemical bulk storage, the chlorine tanks up at the Mount Pleasant Pool. This is required by New York State DEC regulation. Total cost is $7,900. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next item is purchase order 70-25-30. This is an Escape Action Squad trip to Dorney Park. It includes admission and meal vouchers. And again, any trip costs are covered by the fee the parents pay, the enrollment fee. Total cost of this PO is $10,397.37. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Tonight. Next item is purchase order 70-25-31. The vendor is Hershey Park Group Sales. Again, this is an Action Squad camp trip to Hershey Park, one-day ticket, also with a meal deal. Total cost is $2,724.26. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
My next item is purchase order 70-25-32. The vendor is Cortland Lanes, Escape Squad Camp Trip, Bowling and Lunch. Total cost is $2,628. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
My next item comes from Doug Scott, Superintendent of Recreation, Resolution 120-25. This is authorization to accept proposal from Wood and Fire Incorporated to operate the concession area at the Mount Pleasant Town Pool. The Recreation and Parks Department is requesting this authorization that we accept the proposal from Wood and Fire. The agreement will be for the years 2025 through 2027. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle.
Second.
I gotta give that to Lori.
We're so
Sure.
excited about this.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
Any
it's your
opposed?
committee. Sorry.
And
Motion
if
carries.
anyone has access to the internet and wants to look, the menu is on our agenda, and it looks very delicious.
It looks amazing.
So excited.
Okay, congratulations.
Good luck.
Congrats. My next item from John Petrozelli, Resolution 121-25. This is authorization to promote Kevin Holzer of the Parks Department from caretaker to the title of Parks Groundkeeper. This will become effective February 26th, salary per CSEA blue collar. This was budgeted in their 2025 budget. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And my last item, again from Doug, Resolution 122-25. This is authorization to hire John Batista on a seasonal basis under the title of Pool Director effective May 12th, 2025. John will be rehired for the 2025 pool season. His salary will be $25,886 per the 2025 budget allocation. His appointment will be from May 12th, 2025 to September 12th, 2025. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you. Councilman Saraceno.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, residents, and good evening to those who are here tonight. Thank you for staying and listening. This is the fun stuff. I will be reading 3 purchase order resolutions coming out of the Highway Department, beginning with purchase order number 50-25-02. This is for road salt in the amount of 600 tons to Atlantic Salt Incorporated out of Lowell, Massachusetts. Total cost, $44,706 with a variable cost of $4,471, depending on the actual final weight of the delivery. I move for approval, please.
Motion by Mark,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And purchase order number 50-25-03, also with Atlantic Salt Incorporated. This is for 500 tons of road salt. This is, all 3 that I'm reading this evening are per the New York State contract. It's a cooperative contract that we participate in for the purchase at these prices. This purchase order is for $37,255 with a variable cost of $3,726, depending on the tonnage and the weight of the truck. I move for approval.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, and my last one, purchase order number 50-25-04, again, Atlantic Salt, part of the New York State contract. This is for an additional 500 tons in the amount of $37,255 with the variable cost of $3,726. So that's a total of 1,600 tons that we'll be voting on tonight. We've had a much more rough winter, to put it mildly, than last year. But I think we're cranking through it and hopefully on the other end of it. But for this specific purchase order, I will move for approval.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilwoman Smalley.
Good evening. The rest of my report tonight again comes from the Police Department. The first item, purchase order 30-25-11. The vendor is Digital Surveillance Solutions. This is for weatherproof pole mount enclosures, $40,620.31 plus shipping. This is a sole source provider, so the total cost is $42,814.35. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is purchase order 30-25-12, E-Image Data Corporation of Hartford, Wisconsin. This is for 2 Scan Pro 3500 all-in-one microfilm scanners for Fiche aperture cards, 26 megapixel camera, and this again is a sole source provider. And the total cost is $21,407.60. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
You like saying that?
Motion carries.
The last item is purchase order 30-25-13. The vendor is Amazon Capital Services. Description is 15 modular Atlantic Power modules. The total cost is $3,487.65. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. As we can see, crime fighting is expensive. Thank you all.
You. Town Attorney, Darius?
Yes, we have one matter on. It's a settlement with Sleepy Hollow Country Club recommended by the town assessor for 13 years of assessment issues related to section 104.16, block 1, lots 1, 7, 9, and 10. Would be a settlement of all those years with an estimated refund of $41,500 as recommended by the assessor.
Take a motion.
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next thing is our schedule of meetings. Our work session, Tuesday, March 4th at 7 p.m. Our next business session, Tuesday, March 11th at 7 p.m. And if there be no further business from the board, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
Second.
second by Danielle. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you. Have a good evening.